I recently asked my friend's little girl what she wanted to be when she grows up. She said she wanted to be the President of the United States. Both of her parents, liberal Democrats, were standing there. So I asked her, if you were president, what would be the first thing you would do? Well, she replied, I'd give food and houses to all the homeless people. Her parents beamed. Wow, what a worthy goal, I told her. But you don't have to wait until you're president to do that. You see, you can come over to my house right now and you can mow the lawn, pull weeds, and sweep my driveway, and I'll pay you $50. Then, I'll take you over to the grocery store where that homeless guy hangs out, and you can give him the $50 to use toward food and a new house. She thought that over for a few seconds, then she looked me straight in the eye and asked, why doesn't the homeless guy come over and do the work, and you can just pay him the $50? I said, welcome to the Republican Party. Her parents are still not speaking to me.
So, in 2023, my family house in Santa Monica was burglarized sort of home invasion style 2 nights in a row on one weekend by an MS-13 gangster, illegal alien, a dreamer, who had served 7 years in California State Prison for gun crimes. And then immediately upon release from state prison, in 2018, was deported by the Trump administration to El Salvador.
And it's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start in the UK, where a man in a red dress defaces a war memorial as crowds look on.
What?
No one tries to stop him. No one says a word. This is what civilizational decline looks like. Now, talking about civilizational decline, California is a perfect example, blessed with every natural advantage but riddled with crime and poverty. And yet the governor thinks he can be president, and he's spending good money producing content like this, attacking Donald Trump.
Wake up, America. Wake up to what Donald Trump is doing. Here he is once again trying to rig the system. He doesn't believe in the rules. We can't stand back and watch this democracy disappear district by district. We have got to meet fire with fire.
Meanwhile...
Yeah, did you see it again? Yeah, 3 more people. 3 more people lost their lives. There's some illegal alien, some illegal immigrant driving a truck in Florida. Well, you know, Gavin Newsom, you know, allowed it, whatever it is, let him come in through the border. And he went down to Florida. He obtained a license to drive a truck, did some illegal U-turn, and 3 more people lost their lives yesterday. That should have never happened. So it's amazing to me. Again, that, how many more people are going to die? I don't know, you tell me. How many poor people are going to die in this country to people that are here that were brought in illegally by the definition in the United States of America that if you are here illegally, you are a criminal. And this should have never happened. You know, if they weren't here illegally, these people would be alive today. But, thank you, Governor of California. Thank you under the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration where these people came in. And now 3 citizens of the United States of America are no longer here because they just let people in, no proper documenting, no proper vetting, and just everybody just come in, do whatever you want. Anarchy, chaos. That's what all this is. So until everybody is completely gone, if you are here illegally, everybody should be okay to come here legally. But again, I don't know how much longer this is going to be. I don't know how much longer it's going to take to do this. I'm advocating for everybody should be here and come pursue the American dream, but legally. And again, if you're just waking up this morning, you're going to see that 3 people have lost their lives again to a person that was here that shouldn't have been. And now 3 Americans have lost their lives. And this guy, most likely, he'll probably go to jail for the rest of his life.
It's all about projection with these Democrats. Now let's hear from a CNN host, Fareed Zakaria. on Bill Maher's program, and he gives a very important reality check for Gavin and his ilk.
This is a huge Democratic Party problem. If you look at Democratic cities, they are terribly run. They have incredibly high taxes. It is impossible to build, so the cost of housing... Let me finish. I give you a chance. Cost of housing is crazy in places like New York and Chicago. If you look at Democratic states, you go look at New York versus Florida, okay? Roughly the same population. The budget of New York State is twice that of Florida. What do they have? Streets paved with gold? I live in New York. I pay the highest taxes in New York. You get nothing for it. And I think that is the image people have of the Democratic Party. Lots of taxes, lots of regulation, but nothing gets done.
Now let's hear from Kamala Harris. She enjoys cocktails and incoherent rants. Here she goes with the latter.
I think what they're doing is they're cheating. They're cheating. They want to change the current system to make it bend toward the outcome they want.
Meanwhile, so Gavin Newsom and his wife actually created an organization just to steal some of the fire aid money. Like, how this man is still governor of California and not behind bars is fucking mind-blowing. So I'm sure most of you have heard about the fire aid controversy, you know, where they had this concert to raise $100 million for the victims of the Palisade fires. And people started asking, hey, where the fuck did all that money go? Because there's not a single person who was a victim of the Palisade fires who's seen a cent of it. And through some investigative journalism, what we found is that they distributed the money in 2 rounds. Now, the first round just went to just a fuckload of NGOs. Like, some of them have nothing whatsoever to do with fire recovery, but they handed out $50 million apparently to all these corporations, and nobody did a fucking thing. But then when we got to round 2, this shit got even murkier. Because when you actually look at the names of who was given money under round 2, you saw this little organization called Cal Volunteers. Now, that organization is no longer listed as a recipient on the website. Funny how once the story broke, they took their name off the website. I mean, that doesn't look guilty at all. But Cal Volunteers is an organization that was recently created by Gavin Newsom and his wife. And they have never done fucking anything before this. This organization was created strictly for the purpose of getting fire aid money. And they've not said what they plan to do with the money they got. They haven't even said how much of the money they received. No, all they did when people noticed that fucking Gavin Newsom's organization was getting money was take down their name and their organization from the website where the fire aid money went. So, like, not only did these fires happen because Gavin Newsom is a shit governor and doesn't know how to manage shit, not only was the response to these fires complete and total dog shit because Gavin Newsom's a horrible governor, but after his failures, he then created an organization just to siphon off money that they raised to take care of the people that he was supposed to take care of. This dude is a top tier fucking criminal.
And so, you know, if you believe the public reporting, they get a call that says, hey, redo your lines, even though the fallout is going to include exactly what you said, which is, you know, taking the franchise, the vote, away from specific communities, and in the case of Texas, Latino and Black voters. Yeah.
Just about everything she said there was a lie, half lie, or just confused Kamala babble. And it got worse as Kamala praised the pitiful Texas legislators who fled the state and abandoned their duty.
And I have to say that, you know, those Texan legislators, good for them.
What?
Meanwhile,
hey man, it's looking like the American citizens are finally realizing what Donald Trump is doing, that it's working, it's effective, and it is the right thing to do, no matter how much the liberal propaganda machine try to spin it and say that Donald Trump is going to ruin the United States of America. Because NBC put out some numbers, and according to them, back in November 2024, only 27% of the American citizens felt like the United States was on the right path, compared to under Donald Trump's administration, a whopping 44%, which is the highest it's been since 2012. You know what's something else interesting that they put out? They said only 7% of Americans have favorable views of the Democrats. You know what that means? Most of the United States hates the Democrats because they are against the United States and they are against people's values. I'm trying to tell you, and they like to try to talk down on people with a condescending attitude. Saying when Donald Trump won, they said that all 76 million people who voted for Donald Trump were idiots. We didn't graduate college. All type of nonsense. And the proof is right there. The people don't fuck with the Democrats. Look at some of the stuff they're doing. Can you believe they stopped Trump for they were trying to stop Trump for getting rid of illegals out of the United States? Do you know most of the Democrats voted against keeping men out of women's sports? I'm just saying, and they wondering why they lost, man. I'm so happy Donald Trump is getting in office. He's doing everything that he said he was going to do. I'm not embarrassed as a black American who voted for Donald Trump because these are the things I voted for. Y'all looked me in my face and said, well, I hope you get what you voted for. And I'm saying, I'm getting what I voted for. Yes, I am. Y'all said Donald Trump was going to bring back slavery. I'm all the way in Austin, Texas. I ain't no slave. What a slavery yet? I haven't been a slave. I haven't lost any type of rights. I ain't got beat up by the police for no reason. All these other black politicians getting out here talking trash about black folks that support Trump, but for whatever reason they ignore all the black violence that's going on in our community. They just give you little talking points so they can get on TV and sound good. It's straight up nonsense. I'm glad Donald Trump is putting America first. That is what I'm glad about.
I'm very concerned about that. And not only that, I'm concerned about the way he is rolling that out in Washington, D.C., which is essentially going after young black and brown youth in Washington, D.C., imposing a curfew, saying that if they violate the curfew, the parents could be charged $500, saying that the kids could be detained and arrested. We've tried those policies before. They do not work. And it's my understanding that crime was going down in Washington, D.C. So what is the purpose of this?
Okay, girl, bye.
I know y'all seen my post from this morning or whatever when I was in the city. I see what they say is true, young. People don't read, nor do they fucking listen, young. If you listen to the whole video and not 44 seconds of the video, you will hear the whole thought process and what I'm talking about. And for all of y'all saying there's never no crime at the White House, no shit, you dumbass. I told you I started down there in southeast part of Pennsylvania Avenue. Southern Avenue, Alabama Avenue, Texas, all of that stuff down in there, young. All of that stuff be lit and littered with bums and homeless people and people riding scooters with ski masks on. People driving on the wrong side of the road trying to pass people to get to work, riding over the double lines, running lights, acting like they don't got no damn sense. It was a totally different aspect riding into work. That's my point. People so high at the light, rolling up blunts, smoking. Yeah, I know weed is legal, but you cannot operate a motorized vehicle under the influence. Y'all just don't get it. So whatever they doing, keep doing it, because it's keeping that garbage off the street. And the National Guard, I believe, come out tonight to clean up that other riffraff. People tired of this mess. People's family members getting killed at the bus stop don't even got nothing to do with that stuff. They can't even go to work. They can't even go to school. Little girls getting shot for nothing.
We need to stop the raids. This should not be happening in our city. It is not warranted.
Hey, girl, bye. Hey, girl, bye.
This message is for you, Donald Trump. Hey, I'm so proud of you, Onk. You going hard, man. Keep going hard for the American people. We appreciate what you're doing. Everybody know they're giving you a rough time, but hey, you keep fighting for us, and we appreciate that, man. This is the first time that I ever really paid attention to what's going on in the White House, and I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I never thought that the president actually could make stuff happen. I thought it was people around him that had to make the stuff happen, but I see the president can make stuff happen, and I see why they didn't want you to be the president, because you speak for the American people, because you show leadership. You show leadership through action. You don't bow down to nobody. You let people know why America is great. And that's how it's supposed to be. They said the tariffs wasn't going to work. Guess what? It's working. You're doing everything, and it's working. And they're mad about it. So keep up the great work. Hey, I love you, Unc, man. Look, I appreciate it. Just keep going hard for us. All right, Unc, have a great day. All right, Megan, stay up.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay, too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.